Introduction. In today's fast-paced world of dating and relationships, age gap dynamics often bring a unique set of challenges, especially for older men engaging with younger women. This video, all men should watch this and never do this with a young woman if you are an older man, offers powerful insights rooted in Stoic wisdom to help men avoid common mistakes that can damage respect, attraction, and self-worth. Whether you're seeking a romantic connection or simply want to maintain dignity and influence, understanding the psychological and social nuances of such relationships is essential. This video isn't just a warning. It's a roadmap to maintaining strength, self-control, and value as an older man navigating younger energies. Watch carefully because one wrong move can change everything. 1. Never try to compete with her youth. In a relationship where there is an age gap, especially when the man is older and the woman is significantly younger, one of the most common mistakes older men make is trying to compete with her youth. This is a silent battle that cannot be won, and attempting to fight it often leads to insecurity, frustration, and even embarrassment. Youth is not something to be matched. It is something to be respected and appreciated for what it is. As an older man, your strength lies not in trying to appear younger, but in embracing the wisdom, experience, and self-possession that naturally come with age. When an older man starts dressing like a 20-year-old, using slang to sound trendy, or forcing himself into youth-centric habits, he inadvertently diminishes the very qualities that made him attractive in the first place. Authenticity, emotional stability, and clarity of purpose are far more attractive than a weak attempt to stay young. Young women are not drawn to older men because they act like boys. They're drawn to men who are grounded, self-assured, and offer stability, perspective, and confidence. Trying to compete with her youth creates a power struggle that she never intended. Instead, she looks to you for leadership, emotional intelligence, and calm strength. Your age isn't a flaw, it's your edge. It gives you an insight into life she is still exploring. Trying to mimic her pace, her culture, or her lifestyle only makes you look out of place. The goal isn't to keep up with her energy, but to anchor it. Offer her the contrast she craves. A man who doesn't need to prove himself through youthful antics but stands firm in his maturity. Remember, what she finds compelling in you is the sense of emotional security, depth, and presence, things her peers may not yet be able to offer. By trying to compete with her youth, you blur the very line that gives you value in her eyes. Instead of building a healthy dynamic, you risk turning the relationship into a performance. Let her be young. Let her laugh, explore, make mistakes, and live fast at times. Your job is not to mirror her. It's to provide a space where she can grow without judgment and find calm in your collected nature. In short, never compete with her youth. Complement it with your maturity. This is how mutual respect is built. Trying to prove that you're still young sends a message that you feel you're not enough as you are. A man who truly accepts himself and his age never feels the need to compete with a younger woman. He knows his value, and that is what makes him timeless. 2. Don't overgive or overprovide too early. One of the most common mistakes men make in relationships, especially early on, is overgiving or overproviding before any meaningful emotional connection has been established. While generosity and kindness are admirable qualities, offering too much too soon can backfire, leading to an imbalance that often results in confusion, loss of attraction, or even emotional manipulation. When a man showers a woman with gifts, attention, time, or even financial support prematurely, it can come across as a transaction rather than genuine affection. The subconscious message becomes, "If I give you enough, you'll stay," which diminishes a man's value and self-worth in the eyes of the woman, and even more dangerously, in his own. Relationships are best built on mutual respect, gradual emotional investment, and earned intimacy. When a man tries to fast-forward the connection by constantly doing, fixing, or providing without allowing natural attraction and emotional compatibility to unfold, he deprives both himself and the woman of a more authentic experience. A healthy relationship requires both people to show up, give, and engage in a balanced way. If one person, usually the man, is doing all the giving, the dynamic becomes lopsided. It may create a situation where the woman feels pressured, indebted, or even suspicious of the man's motives. Alternatively, some women may take advantage of the overgiving, seeing it as an opportunity to benefit without reciprocating emotionally or physically. Stoically speaking, a man should remain grounded and self-contained. His value is not in how much he gives materially or how quickly he offers support, but in how much he honors his time, his energy, and his boundaries. Overgiving early on is often rooted in fear of being alone, fear of not being enough, or fear of rejection. But true confidence is built on the understanding that your presence, character, and emotional stability are already valuable. You do not need to earn love or affection by doing too much too soon. In fact, restraint shows strength. It demonstrates that you are a man who knows his worth and doesn't feel the need to convince someone else of it. Also, pacing the relationship allows space for a woman to contribute emotionally. If you're doing all the planning, paying, and pouring out your heart, she never has to invest or question how much she values you. Let her wonder a little. Let her choose to give as well. That's when you see who's genuinely interested and who is simply enjoying the benefits of your attention. When a woman has to meet you halfway, she respects the bond more deeply. You become a challenge, not a convenience. In conclusion, don't fall into the trap of overgiving as a way to prove yourself. Let the relationship grow naturally. Give in moderation, observe how she responds, and always stay connected to your inner sense of value. The right woman won't need excessive effort to see your worth, and the wrong woman doesn't deserve it. 3. Avoid emotional overinvestment. Emotional overinvestment is one of the most common mistakes people make in relationships, especially in the early stages or when they fear losing someone they care about. It's natural to want to give your time, attention, and emotions to someone you're attracted to or love, but when this giving becomes unbalanced, when you pour more of yourself into the relationship than the other person is willing or able to match, it leads to a dangerous form of dependency. The risk is not only emotional burnout, but also the loss of self-respect, clarity, and control. When you overinvest emotionally, your identity, confidence, and happiness start to revolve around how the other person feels about you, rather than how you feel about yourself or how healthy the connection truly is. You begin to prioritize their needs, wants, and moods over your own values and boundaries. This imbalance can lead to feelings of anxiety, neediness, and even resentment over time. Worse, the more you give without reciprocation, the more your emotional energy gets depleted, leaving you vulnerable to emotional manipulation, disappointment, and heartbreak. Avoiding emotional overinvestment starts with a strong foundation of self-awareness. You must first understand your own worth and not rely on external validation to feel loved or secure. Practice detachment, not in a cold or distant way, but in a healthy, stoic sense that keeps your inner peace intact regardless of others' actions. Set emotional boundaries that allow you to care without losing yourself. Monitor how much time and mental space you're giving someone, especially early in a relationship. If you're constantly anxious, overanalyzing texts, or rearranging your life to accommodate someone else's inconsistent interest, that's a red flag. You are not required to prove your worth through over-effort. Love and connection should feel mutual and stable, not something you have to earn through sacrifice. True emotional balance means being generous, but not at your own expense. It means showing care while maintaining independence. You must learn to give without expectations, and to walk away if your giving is not being appreciated or reciprocated. Remind yourself often that people who genuinely value you will not require you to overextend yourself to win their affection or attention. They will meet you halfway. Cultivate a rich inner life, where your passions, goals, and self-love remain intact regardless of who comes or goes from your life. Emotional discipline is not about withholding love. It's about managing it wisely. Protect your energy by observing how people treat you, and adjust your investment accordingly. If someone is not matching your efforts, don't increase yours. Step back. In the end, avoiding emotional overinvestment is not about becoming emotionless, but about becoming emotionally intelligent. It's about loving from a place of strength rather than desperation, about being kind without being naive, and about keeping your dignity intact no matter the outcome of the relationship. This self-control not only safeguards your emotional health, but also makes you more attractive and respected in any connection. 4. Don't ignore red flags just because she's attractive. One of the most common and dangerous traps men fall into in relationships is overlooking serious red flags simply because a woman is physically attractive. While beauty can be captivating and even disarming, it should never become a blindfold that keeps you from seeing the truth of someone's character or behavior. Attraction may open the door, but if you let it silence your discernment, you risk walking into situations that can drain you emotionally, mentally, financially, or even spiritually. Physical beauty is fleeting. It can be powerful in the moment, but it's not enough to sustain a healthy, meaningful connection. A woman's looks should never serve as a pass for toxic traits such as manipulation, narcissism, constant disrespect, mood swings, or controlling tendencies. Men often rationalize these behaviors because they're dazzled by her charm or her appearance. They tell themselves, she's just passionate, or she's just having a bad day, while ignoring patterns that indicate deeper issues. The truth is, the longer you tolerate emotional immaturity or boundary violations, the more difficult it becomes to walk away, and the higher the emotional cost when you finally do. Stoicism teaches self-control, rational thinking, and inner strength. Applying these principles means refusing to surrender your peace for someone who treats you poorly, no matter how beautiful they are. You must be willing to detach from the illusion that beauty